Good afternoon. My name is Drew. I'm going to be your host and team leader. I'm at the Big Dog Ranch. We're putting a program together so you can do this on a virtual site, and we're glad to have you. This is our visitor center. This is where we have the intake of adoptions and information. This is the kiosk area where you'll sign in every day and sign out on your way out. This is our visiting area. And this is our adoption center. And this is where we get all the business here done at Big Dog Ranch. Okay, we're now at Puppy Land. This is where all the mothers come who are expecting or have had children or puppies. This is the area. We have 10 cabins. They're climate controlled. They have their own play area. And we're going to visit this whole area and give you more explanation. As you can see, we do not want visitors over here without somebody from the Big Dog Ranch to escort them. All of these cabins are constantly quarantined for any kind of bacteria or diseases. These dogs are not vaccinated, and until they are, they're at risk. So we want to make sure we maintain a sterilization that's very, very important between us and the dogs. This is what a cabin looks like up close. I'm going to show you the interior and the play area, which every cabin has its own individual area. All the grass is artificial, so they can spray it every day and keep it clean and keep it infection free. Okay, so this is Puppy Land. There's 10 cabins. This is a place where we need volunteers who want to work with puppies one-on-one. It has to be completely clean of any clothing that might have been contaminated. We do not work in the main building and then come over here. We always work in the puppy land and then go back into the main building if that's what we want. And you must have permission from the front desk to make sure they need you. So be aware of that. This is some of the protection we use to keep the dogs from getting any kind of viruses or illnesses. So be aware, we cannot just walk into these puppy cabins. This is some of the joy you get to experience when you work in puppy land. Aren't these animals adorable? There's the mother. The attendant is always here. If you have questions and need help, you speak with her. There's always somebody here. But this is a beautiful thing to have in your life, is to be able to work with these little puppies. As you can see, they have toys. The ground, as I said before, was all artificial. There's a big tent over the area to keep the sun off there directly. And this is definitely a place to be close to the dogs. Those are the bunkhouses, and you're looking at 2 of them. One is facing east, one is facing north. This fence line encompasses a 1/4 acre of clean and clear property that is all covered in artificial grass, and it also has a pond in the middle. It has trees for the dogs to play in. They just love this area. Okay, so we're looking at a fence line here. As you can see, it goes all the way to the pond area, and what we call an area where we say do not walk along the fence line, that would be along these brown fences. You're looking at all the cages that have been sanitized and cleaned, ready for their next trip. We pick up dogs from Puerto Rico, Bahamas, China, New York, up and down the East Coast. So we have to have all this equipment cleaned and sanitized and ready to go on our big moving vehicles. This is all places where our volunteers can help. Okay, so I consider this one of the favorite places out here. This is a quarter mile lake that you can walk around either clockwise or counterclockwise. There is a park right there. It's beautiful. There's always a breeze here. And you're welcome to sit over there, play with the dogs, get them familiar with you. I always tell all my staff members, volunteers, grab a handful of treats, a couple poopie bags, so you have them ready to go. But this is the place to be all year long. It's always calm and beautiful out here. And having a dog to walk you around this, get your exercise in, it's a wonderful thing. So come out and help us out. This is the park area, one of my favorite places. You can sit down, take pictures of the dog, call your friends, give them a couple of tricks to do, sit, stand, shake your paw. This is a beautiful place. It's always nice and cool, and this is where I love to hang out. This is what happens when people don't have their poopy bags with them. Imagine 600 dogs and we're not picking up their poo. It can make a big mess. And it can spread germs. So please help us keep our campus clean. Okay, so these are the pods. These are for specialty dogs. And you are able to work here after 4 or 5 stays with us. So you kind of have a handle on it. The lady that runs this area is very, very knowledgeable, loves these animals. You really get a lot of one-on-one connection with them. So this is the area called the pods. You just get permission at the front desk. They'll call out and see if they need help out here, and then they'll shoot you right over here. This is the fence line. This is the back of a bunkhouse that comes out to the pond area where you can do your walking. You can see all the bunkhouses and the long fence line. Okay, this is the entrance to Bunkhouse D, which is directly across from the Welcoming and Adoption Center. This is where you'll enter to all the other bunkhouses. This is the hallway through one of the bunkhouses, and you can tell right now it's kind of quiet. There's not too many dogs here right now. This whole building is bomb-proof, hurricane-proof. The inner and outer walls are concrete. The floor is all epoxy, so it doesn't hold any germs. And the roof is metal. And every building has its own generator, so we're ready for anything. Okay, so this is one of the bunkhouse utility rooms where we keep food, leashes for walking dogs. We also have an area to register all the dogs and what they need for food or any kind of other special medication. We have a washing facility here because all these bowls have to be washed at least twice a day. Anytime a volunteer can help with this kind of stuff, it gives the paid staff time to do their job, and it's just all hands on deck. Okay, so this is the meet and greet area. All 4 bunkhouses converges onto this area, and on the weekends, you almost can't get in here. All of these pens are filled with puppies, so the kids and the family can look at them, hopefully fall in love with them, and take them to their forever home. This is a really cool place to relax. If you come in here and you're not really energetic, you just want to sit with a dog, have them some treats, maybe talk to some people that are interested in maybe the dog you're walking. Very, very, very important. So we are the largest campus in the United States. We're the largest no-kill facility in the United States, and we're the largest no-cage in the United States. This is the premier dog animal caring facility in the nation. Here are some dogs. You can see one is looking out the window, trying to see where all his friends are. Most of these bunk rooms are been painted. It's been a donation from somebody with their family pictures, their dogs or whatever. You can all be a part of this program. All donations are needed to keep these guys happy and healthy. These dogs are always 2 to 6 dogs per room because dogs are pack animals and they love to huddle and kiss. That's why they're so quiet. There's one laying down, relaxing, just had its breakfast. This one over here just waiting for me to open the door. This is the place to be. You'll love it. Dogs are relaxing, not barking, not stressed out. This is another room that was done up nice. Okay, so this is a bio on a dog. We need people all times taking pictures and making these bios up. It helps the public understand what the dog is, what the dog has any problems, or it's good with kids or adults, a one-person house. We have every dog to fit any house. We just got to find the right person. So this is something volunteers can do, is help us educate the public. This facility is our fostering and medical building. We're going to go inside. I'm going to show you around. This is our veterinarian area. This is where we have the intake. They bring in the paperwork here, and they can help you with any questions for medical. This is medical. This is the main door in there. They don't have people wandering around. Always remember, safety first. This is what you find, beautiful faces in medical. He's probably got something that's going on. We're trying to get him fixed up, ready for going home. But you gotta love that face. He's so adorable, just so peaceful. This is our medical facility. This is what we do every day. We have multiple vets and vet techs on staff, and they're always here working. All of these windows are in little rooms that have little cages in them so the dogs can recoup, and then we put them back out in the main campus for adoption. All of that is done on site. This is one of our main vets. She's probably doing a neutering or spading, and she's always here with a big smile, and everybody loves her. That's Dr. Katie. Another place we need help all the time is in the medical, just bringing dogs in and out here to get fresh air. It's always helpful to have volunteers to do that. We also have volunteers walking dogs back and forth to the puppy land. So all of this area is very, very well needed for volunteers. We also do a lot of transports. So if you're interested in driving around, picking up dogs and bringing them back to us, that's an awesome thing to do. It makes the day go quick. This building is isolation. So this is what it looks like on the outside. We're going to go inside and show you around. If you read the signs, it'll explain why we need you to have gown. You can open the door, yell in there, and somebody will come out and help you. As a volunteer, we definitely need all hands on deck, and we want you to be healthy, and we want to keep the dogs healthy. This is what isolation looks like. It's quiet. All the dogs, all their medications and stuff. You can be part of this program also as a volunteer. You just got to talk to the front desk and see where they need help. These are all the dogs in-house right now. Tells you all the bios, where they're from, what they did, what they need. It's all right here on the wall. So it keeps you up to date. These dogs are being prepped for operations, or they've been brought in and we're waiting to see if they need anything medically and see how they get along with other dogs. Quarantine is full of a wealth of information, so they know what, who, what, where, and what they've been fed, what kind of shots they need. This is all on the wall. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is a live demonstration of how to walk our dog, different pieces of equipment we use here every day at the Big Dog Ranch. We're going to talk about how to pick up their feces and how to walk a dog and the proper way to do that kind of stuff. So this is Bruno. My name is Drew. I'm going to be your team leader today, and we're going to demonstrate some of this stuff so it's easy to understand. This is what we call a martingale collar. Okay, this martingale collar is very humane, and it's a device that was actually developed by a gentleman named Martingale. And what it does is it slips over the dog's head very nicely, just like that. This will not come off once you hook a proper leash to it with a hook like this. When the dog walks away from you and pulls too hard, the collar tightens up. When he stops, the collar loosens up. When he tries to pull away from you backwards, where it won't come over his ears, it can't come off. This is the kind of collar we usually use here at the Big Dog Ranch. Very, very sophisticated and well built, and this is how we get the dogs to stay safe without getting off their collars. So this is your standard leash right here with a hook on it. This is a slip knot leash and collar built in one. A lot of your staff here will have this style because we don't have collars on every single dog, or we don't have this facility right here to hook onto the martingale. It might be a different kind of collar. So we'll go to the slip knot leash. Basically, this goes over the dog's head like this. You pull it down to where it's comfortable. You slide this keeper right here, slide it down just like that, and it does the same thing. When the dog pulls too hard, this gets tighter, and when he stops pulling, it gets looser. So this is a great leash, all around universal leash to have when you're at the Big Dog Ranch, if you carry one around. If not, the handlers and all the bunkhouses will give you a leash. They'll go in the room for you, get the dog out, give you the dog, and then you're on your way. Now, a couple things to remember. If you look at a dog and the handlers or the attendants of each bunkhouse says this dog just been walked, or some other reason, they'll say, okay, I need this one walked or not. What you don't want to do is get a dog that's going to pull you. So if you get a dog that's too strong, before you get out of the building, come back to the attendant, say, look, this dog's too strong for me, I cannot handle it. That we don't want you hurt here. We want you to have fun. We don't want you to hurt your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders by walking a dog that's just too strong. Because you gotta remember, they've been cooped up in a bunk room, and when they see that sunlight and they see that fresh air, they're ready to go. So make sure you get a dog that you like, that's comfortable with you, and like to have fun with you. Now, we're gonna do a demonstration of how we pick up the dog's poop. It's called the Poopie Bag. You put your hand inside the bag, like so. You pick up the poop, like so. You pull the bag reverse over the poop, and then you tie it off and you put it into a dispenser. Okay, this is very, very important with 600 dogs. If you don't pick up the poop, it gets pretty messy out there. And also the dogs carry all kinds of diseases that we don't know about, and it's feces. And if another dog eats it or smells it or licks it or whatever, then we got all sick dogs, and we don't want that. So be responsible. When you're walking a dog, please carry at least 1 or 2 poopy bags in your pocket. Another thing I tell all my team volunteers is to grab a couple treats, okay? Grab a couple treats. There are the big jars up front in the visitor center. You put 4 or 5 in your pocket, and then when you see the dog that you like and you want to walk him, let's say you want to sit down for a couple minutes with the dog, take some pictures or whatever, then you feed it the treat, like so, and then you rub its head, you rub its ears, you talk to it, stroke it, let him feel the human contact between you and the animal. So we have it ready for his forever home. He's not scared when he goes home, he doesn't jump around, and he's not fearful of you or the children or another dog. Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate how to walk a dog on a leash here as a volunteer at the Big Dog Ranch. We got Bruno here ready to go. He's anxious to go for a walk. So what we do is we have the slip knot, the universal leash, the slip knot leash. It goes around his neck very nicely, doesn't hurt him, it's not choking him, and he's ready to go. Now, I instruct all my volunteers to put their hand through the loop and secure it. If you need the dog to be more closer to you, or you're trying to keep your distance from other animals, then what we do is we'll bring the dog over here on your right, like this. I usually like to wrap my hand around it like this, and I have full control of him just like that. This is very, very important, especially when you're trying to keep your 10-foot spacing between you and other dogs. If the dogs are all in the same cabin room, then they can all stay together. But cabin room separation if the dogs are from different ones. So we want to make sure we do not have any contact with these dogs unless they're all from the same cabin. So if you get a dog and your friend gets a dog from another cabin, you're going to have to stay 10 feet away. So we want to make sure that you get a dog that you can handle. You want a dog that stays on your right side. And let's say, for instance, you have to walk through one of the main hallways to get to one of the bunk rooms. What you would do is you keep your dog on your right hip, okay? This way the other people that are going the other way can keep the dog on their right hip, and everybody has a separation as much as we can inside a building. That all being said, good luck. Thank you for trying to help us. We need volunteers as soon as possible. There's a couple dogs just hanging out, trying to see what's going on outside in the courtyard. Aren't they beautiful? We love our dogs out here at the Big Dog Ranch, and you can be a part of this family.